Hi guys, this is Carolina Varsity. We're in our 2015 season. We are at the regional finals week, and we've got in the Western 2A Western region, we got number 6 Lincolnton going to play number 1 Shelby. I'm Dale Ross,
I'm Jeff Miller.
I'm Anthony Perkins.
and Anthony, go ahead and get us rolling on this.
Well, the Western Finals, as you said, has Shelby going up against Lincoln at Shelby. They will play, the winner of this game will play the winner of the Kinston Southwest Edgerton game from down east. Shelby comes in with the number 1 seed, and they're ranked number 2 in 3A. In 2A in the state. Lincoln is seeded number 6. They are ranked number 4th in the state. Shelby a 13-1 record, Lincoln 12-2 record. Shelby got to the Western Finals by defeating West Wilkes in the first round by 6 scores 62-0. Winston-Salem Carver 34-9 in the second round. Mount Pleasant last week 38-27. Lincoln got here by defeating number 11 seeded Lexington by a score 40-0 in the first round. Number 3 seeded Reedsville 36-6 in the second round. And to me that was an impressive win. And number 7 Mountain Heritage by a score of 34-16 last week. Shelby comes in averaging about 46 points per game. Lincoln about 40 points per game. Shelby is giving up about 18 points per game. Shade over 18 points per game. Lincoln is shade over 13 points per game. They have one common opponent in South Point very early in the season for both of them. Lincoln was the second game of the season for South Point was the second game of the season for the third game of the season for Lincoln. Shelby was either the second or third game for against South Point. They both teams lost to I'm sorry. Shelby lost to South Point. Shelby won defeated South Point. I get it right in a minute.
Lincolnton lost.
Yes.
Right.
Shelby won by a score of 35-28. Lincoln lost to Shelby by a score of 42-20. That's about a 14-point swing right there. But that was real early in the year, so
Right.
You can't really. To me, that's not a good indicator of the two teams that will be facing each other Friday night. For Shelby, their big running back is Xavier Brooks. My computer went crazy on me here. He's averaging about 65 yards, 66 yards per game for Shelby, but Shelby's lethal weapon is their passing attack.
Right.
They're averaging about over 318 yards per game. Darquez Lee in the passing department. Terrence Dameron is a premier running back for Lincoln. He's coming in with nearly 140 yards per game. Cordell Littlejohn is their quarterback. He's tossing the ball for a little over 110 yards per game. Statistically, there's a big gap between these two teams as far as what the teams can do offensively.
Right.
Shelby's coming in with about 126 yards rushing per game, 324 yards for a 450-yard average. Lincoln, on the other hand, is coming in for about 237 yards rushing and only 97 yards passing for about 334 yards average. That's about a 100-yard differential in offensive outputs. And for Shelby, it's their passing attack that's what's really killing people. Compared to Lincoln's passing attack, it's almost a 4-to-1 ratio as far as what the teams are getting. But Lincoln, on the other hand, is about a 2-to-1 better on the rushing attack. But I think it'll be a pretty close game despite the disparity of those numbers because Lincoln has improved vastly since they lost that early game to South Point, and also the other loss they had to help me out. Who was it?
East Lincoln.
East Lincoln, and that was whenever Chad Surratt was healthy,
Right.
and East Lincoln would beat a lot of 3A schools. So you got to me it's a toss up, but I'm still going to give Shelby an advantage here, but I don't think it's going to be by much. I think it'll be 10 points or less.
So the Carolina Varsity Football Report says Shelby over Lincoln in 33-32.
Oh, that's way less. Okay.
Yeah, it's calling it a that's basically a toss-up ball game. Just looking at a few other things from the report, Shelby's ranked number 4 overall out of 2A teams. They're ranked number 2 in max prep for those of you that are interested, and Lincolnton is ranked number 3 overall in the report, number 3 overall of 2A teams, and they're number 4 in the max prep. So as you can see, in both ranking systems, they've got them very close to each other, which indicates to me that the two teams obviously are fairly comparable. When you mention the stats, and really, as we know about Shelby and their only loss being the Crest.
Right.
Same thing is true about Crest. These are high-powered offenses. Shelby has over 4,000 yards, 41 in passing. And QB's got a QB rating of 125.3. And I think that's impressive when you're when you're putting the ball up as many times as they are, 339 times they've thrown the ball, compared to rushing. And that's really a good stat to look at, is how many rushing plays
Right.
versus how many passing plays. And they have 335 passing plays. So from a play calling point of view, that's really balanced. That's fairly balanced. Of course, offensive production, they're about 2 to 1 on passing to rushing. Team that can put up a lot of points, as you threw out there. When you flip over and you look at Lincolnton, as you said, they're more just the opposite. They
Right.
run more than they do pass. They obviously run more than Shelby does, and their QB. And I like to throw this stat out because it's important if you get in the ball game and you're looking for your QB to do something in the off of his arm.
Right.
Lincolnton's QB has a QB rating of 113.1, so it's not bad. It's not up there with Shelby, but with Lee over at Shelby, but it's still pretty good. That tells me that the kid can throw the ball if needed. He's 81 completions out of 130. That's not bad. That's 62%. A lot of quarterbacks don't throw at 62%.
Right.
Pretty. And so if needed, a tight ball game, you never know. We're looking at a 1-point ball game here, according to the report. Just looking at the way that things shook out with opponents. Lincolnton, their losses are to South Point and East Lincoln.
Right.
And, South Point's a real good ball team. And you look at East Lincoln, and like you say, East Lincoln is playing. And actually, if you take a look at this, and you look at Shelby's only losses to Crest.
Right.
Crest is playing in the regional finals this Friday night.
Exactly.
Lincoln lost to South Point. They're playing in the regional finals. Lincoln lost to East Lincoln. They're playing in the regional finals. So we got good ball teams here.
Right. Two very good teams.
I'm thinking we got a close ball game.
And what stands out to me about Lincolnton, ever since their loss to East Lincoln, it seems like that was kind of the turning point of their season, because now there are some teams in their conference that aren't very strong, but they've turned around and just blew everybody out, including the 3 playoff teams that they've played. And then, of course, the season finale, they blew Maiden out, 37-12. That and the Reedsville blowout stand out to me, and that's I know we talked off camera about you said ever since Lincolnton played South Point that they've made some big adjustments to their offense, and they've changed it up a little, and it seems to have paid dividends. By the way, they played South Point the second. Lincolnton played South Point the second week of the season, and then Shelby third. But I think it's going to be a shootout. I'm thinking maybe along the lines of a 34-30, with both teams putting up a lot of points that they are, and Shelby almost beating Crest I mean, both of these teams have a good resume coming into this game, a great resume actually, and those who plan on going to see it, I think they're going to catch a doozy of a ball game.
Yeah, so that's possibly the team that has the ball last
Could come down to that.
may be the team that wins this ball game. Exactly. So it's a game that I've got on my short list of games to attend. So I kind of let people know in videos of games that I'm considering, and it's one of the area games I'm considering. There's a couple of other games that I'm also considering, but it's on a short list. So if I make it out there and anybody out there sees it, let us know. Let me know if you see me. Hope you guys have a great ball game. I expect you will. Thanks for watching.
And I forgot to say, favor Shelby in that 34-30 game, but it could go either way.